Hey guys, today I'm going to be looking at this new bag that I recently got in the mail. This is the K&F Alpha 25 liter backpack, and I've been looking for another backpack recently as my main one is pretty worn out. I've used it for close to 10 years now, so I just needed something that I could use to carry around flashlights, camera gear, maybe a change of clothes and snacks. I don't like continually having to buy new products, and so I just want something that's going to last me for a good amount of time, so something durable. I did a ton of research and ended up eyeing this bag here on the K&F website. So I ended up reaching out to them, and they were happy to provide me a sample for review. And K&F Concept make a ton of camera gear and other accessories, but they also make some multi-purpose camera slash EDC bags like this one. And, you know, they have won a bunch of different Red Dot Awards for innovative designs in their products. I thought it would be worthwhile giving this a go, try out myself to use as an EDC bag, camera bag, because I haven't actually owned a camera bag before, and see how it works out. So the Alpha 25 liter backpack, this one here, I thought looked the most appealing to me just due to its unique features. Things like the expandable capacity, you've got customizable storage dividers inside as well. You've got the ability to convert the bag into a cross shoulder carry bag as well, which I'll demonstrate later. And yeah, I really like this bag because it allows me to carry all of my camera gear, laptop, flashlights, and clothes, snacks, stuff like that as well. So let's have a look at what's included in the bag. So you've got these internal customizable dividers, so you can pull these out. I'll show you a little bit more about those later. There's also a bunch of straps that included as well, so these ones here, and these essentially can attach onto the outside of the backpack to the sides like this to function as like a tripod holder to keep the tripod in place. Also underneath the backpack as well, so kind of multifunctional straps. You've also got a sternum strap on the back with customizable slots that you can put them into. So currently have it on one of these lower slots, but you can move it up to this one here if you want it to sit further up on your chest. It's quite easy to adjust. All the straps have these little holders on them as well to stop the longer bits from flapping around. And K&F also include one of these rain covers. So I personally don't use these too often. I find with most backpacks, unless I'm literally walking around in super heavy rain for hours, which I don't normally do, I'll need something like that, but otherwise it's not a big deal. So that's it pretty much in terms of what's, you know, the general accessories and things that's included with the backpack. Okay, so let's have a look at the overall construction and design of the backpack. I'm going to show you all the compartments as well, how it works. So you've got 25 liters overall, okay? And when expanded, there's a little expansion feature, which I'll show you. It's another 1.5 liters, so in total 26.5 liters. Pretty decent for an EDC backpack. You know, I find anything over 30 liters can just be too large. So yeah, this is a good kind of sweet spot. It's 2 kilograms as well and constructed from 840D polyester. So pretty heavy, durable fabric. You can see a little reflective patch here on the back. And I've gone over this entire bag and I haven't found a single loose thread. The bag really looks like it can handle some abuse. It's got some decent cushioning as well on each of the flaps, so that is going to protect your items stored within. I've got nothing in it at the moment, and just the shell of it feels pretty sturdy. You know, there's tons of padding around the entire bag, even the top of it there as well. The K&F Alpha 25 liter comes in either black or blue. I've got the black version because personally I think it looks better. It feels quite premium and rugged. Like the pattern that's used here as well. So if you do, damage it or clip off a section of it, it's not going to look too grubby, with this kind of pattern design. It's mostly just black though. You've got a bunch of different compartments. So you've got that top compartment, the main compartment here on the side, and the zippers feel very heavy duty. They have a bit of material on each zipper like that. Bring it up a bit closer to the camera there. I do notice as well there is this anti-theft system. So basically what you can do is you can put the zippers down the base like that, lock it in, and with this kind of clasp there. So if someone tries to open up your bag with the zipper, you're definitely going to feel that tugging. They would have to undo that, which takes a little bit of finesse, and then unzip the bag. So I like that little feature. And you've got that on basically the main compartments, not the side compartments, but the top and the main central compartment there. There are a couple of side compartments as well that you can open up like that. There's 2 spots here that you can use to carry around tripods. You can use to carry around water bottles, snacks, stuff like that on the side. This is the strap that I was talking about before that you can basically attach on to these 2 points. So there's a point there and there. Okay, tighten it up if you'd like. And this way you can put in a tripod and it will hold it upright, won't tilt or anything like that. Fasten it in, and it takes a little bit of wiggling around to get the strap out. Like I mentioned before, underneath there are a couple of attachment points too. So over here, pretty much the same thing, here and here. Okay, and yeah, this allows you to carry objects below. I think what works best is if you put the tripod below, so then the backpack feels a bit more, a little bit more balanced rather than the bag feeling lopsided. Normally you'd obviously attach both of them at the same time. Another way that you can attach these 2 straps is just across the back of the bag like this. Okay, kind of on this X style fashion. Okay, and what this allows you to do is, carry some extra material. You can carry a blanket here, possibly a sleeping bag, and yeah, underneath you can do the same thing. So I really like the fact that K&F have added these straps and given a whole bunch of attachment points as well. If you look on the side of the bag, there is a pretty strong handle here, and the stitching, if you check out the stitching, look at that. I mean, it's just almost over engineered. That's not going to go anywhere. And same here with this but this handle on the back of the backpack. It connects all the way down the sides there. This really looks like it will bear a heap of weight. And of course, the back of the backpack is one of the most interesting parts of this bag. And you've got these padded shoulder straps, which are very, very comfortable. Main reason being is that it has this swiveling buckle system here. And I can show you a bit closer, but as you can see, there's this mechanism here that just moves around. So if you've got a smaller frame, the bag will adjust to your frame so that it's able to hug onto your body a little bit tighter, because I know if you've got a smaller frame, sometimes the straps may be oriented in this direction and they may come off your shoulder. So that's a really good adaptive system, something I've yeah, I've never seen before on a camera bag or backpack in general. So I think it's a game changer. This would have taken a bit of research and effort for them to implement in there. And the result is that it's probably the most comfortable backpack that I own. And the straps also have areas here that you can clip on a flashlight, other kinds of accessories pretty easily. Okay. Both of them come with slots. Okay, that one's got a couple of slots there. So it's really just feature packed. Every time I look at this thing, I find something new. But yeah, going back to this swiveling buckle system here, you can see there's a little button that you can press, okay, and it allows you to remove or reconnect the strap in very easily. I mean, it's just like that, and it locks in place. And why would you want to do this? Well, if you take out one of these straps, for instance, down the bottom, just release that one, you can actually then connect this strap onto the bottom part of this other clip there, and you can now use this bag as a side sling bag and swivel it around. It's easier when you're using a bag like this, so you don't have to take the bag off. You might have it on the side of your body, even on your back, you know, swing it around and be able to access your camera a lot faster without actually taking off your backpack. I find, because I do a lot of hiking as well, even just changing the way you carry your bag gives you a bit more endurance to continue on. Having your bag just in the same place on your body can be a little bit tiring. So I really like this feature. I think it's pretty innovative, and I've just not seen this before on other backpacks. So the back area of the bag is also breathable. See here, just some nice mesh material, and that's going to help especially to wick away sweat. And it also doubles as a luggage pass through there. So that's where you just pass through the what do you call it, the handle of your luggage. And I found that there's also a secret pocket. Look at that. There's this little secret pocket in there that you can store your passport or something like that. It's got a magnetic clasp, you know, somewhere that people are probably not going to look. And yeah, I do like that little feature. There's even a hidden storage area underneath the backpack that I realized at the last minute as well. It's secured with a bit of Velcro. So, you know, something, you could put something in there. I don't know what, but maybe some additional plastic bags or something. But yeah, I really like those hidden storage areas. You know, when I travel, especially, I want to keep some cash on me or have my passport. I don't want to put it in these main compartments just in case someone starts to look through them. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the top of the bag. So, you know, there's this zip. Essentially just undo the zip, and there you have it. There's the inside, the top section of the bag. And one thing I'm really impressed with is this expandable feature. So you can pull out these little bits there, and there is a secondary zip on the inside, which then you do up like this. And there you have it. You've got another 1.5 liters. Okay, it doesn't look as good because I don't really have anything in there, but it does provide significant additional storage where you need it. So if you're traveling and maybe you want to take home some extra souvenirs, or maybe you're doing a day trip and you want to add in some extra clothes, even a pair of shoes, I'd say, would fit up the top there. You're able to do that. So pretty cool, if you ask me. Okay, and inside as well, there are a couple of separated storage areas. So you've got this mesh pocket. Again, you could put some papers, I don't know, maybe a sunscreen in there. You've got a couple of smaller pockets in there as well. And for me, I'd probably think of adding something like an external microphone into one of these pockets. That's a Rode microphone that I have just for easy access. So I can chuck that in there. I've got my rain cover, and then, you know, DSLR easily. You can chuck that in there like that. And there's still room. There's still room to fit other stuff in there, especially if you expand out that area. And looking at the length of this area here as well, and the fact that you can fit a camera in this orientation facing this way, you'd be able to fit in a telephoto, a camera with a telephoto lens in there quite easily. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the main compartment in the bag. So firstly, I'm going to undo these little security bits and flip out this section of the bag like that. And, you know, there's a good amount of padding here as well, which I like. On the inside, you can see here there's a bunch of these adjustable, whatever you call them, dividers. Okay, you can configure them in different ways, like this even. And maybe I want to store, instead of just keep that one big area. It takes a little while. It's just quite it's quite grippy with all that Velcro in there. But say I want to keep this area separate, so I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 storage areas in there. You know, you can do what I was doing before, just put that in pretty much like that, and use that as another area where you can store a second camera with, again, a telephoto lens. So you can have a camera up there, a secondary camera here. And the great thing is that you can access both of these cameras so easily. So if you want to access this camera, just literally unzip the top part. This one here, you don't even have to unzip this. You can unzip the side and grab the camera out the side if you're using the bag as a side bag. So, you know, it just makes your life so much easier. If you're a photographer that maybe deals with macro subjects, and then also, you know, birds, nature photography, that kind of thing, you could keep one camera up here, one camera here, and be able to alternate without having to fiddle around with lenses. And by that time, as you know, when you're fiddling around too much, by the time you look at the subject, it's already disappeared. So yeah, let's take that back out again. And there's a couple of areas here that I don't have a whole lot of lenses. So this one is just a little pancake lens. You know, I probably wouldn't store that in there even. I'd find another place to put it, maybe in there, what have you. I mean, even these little areas here look like you could almost fit a camera with the small pancake lens in there. Definitely not this one though. This is what the bag looks like with all the dividers taken out. And you can actually see this area up the top now. It's disconnected from the rest of the backpack, okay, but you can actually push it up further to gain extra room in here. So if you want to maybe make the top area a little bit smaller, I've pushed that area all the way kind of to the top, but there's still a little bit of room in there, bit squishy, but pushed it up there. You can see you can now accommodate for some longer bits and pieces. So that's what's this? This is my LED lens, a P17. I haven't used that one for a while. And I've got another flashlight here, one of my old X-Tar flashlights. Pretty large lights that you can fit in there. And again, I've just taken a few minutes to adjust these dividers, but you want to take some extra time to make sure that it looks neater. They're very grippy as well, so when you put them in, it's kind of annoying. You have to really kind of fiddle around a little bit, but once they're in, you're completely fine. But I like the fact that you can store all kinds of things in here. It's customizable. It's not necessarily for cameras. Personally, I'm going to be using it to store cameras and flashlights when I'm out and about, and also some snacks, maybe a change of clothes, that kind of thing. So yeah, I love this compartment and the ability to change it around depending on your needs. Okay, so let's move on and check out the sides of the bag. So you've got a couple of these drink holders here, and when they're not in use, there's actually some magnetic clasps, so it keeps it looking pretty neat. But this is a 0.75 liter drink bottle thermos, and you know, it goes all the way up pretty much to the lid. I find it annoying when you've got some of these pockets that only go up halfway and the bottle is likely to fall out. And of course, you can secure that bottle even further, or the tripod that you put in here with that additional clasp. So both of these are pretty much identical. So once you undo one of the side panels here from the left, you notice that you can access the bits and pieces inside the bag from the central compartment, but there's also a second zip here, and there's some additional storage spaces. So they're color coded as well. So you've got red and green slots. So if you've got batteries that are exhausted, you can put them in here. Fully charged batteries here, swap them around. And I also noticed that you can quite easily fit in 21-700 cells as well as 18-650 cells in there. This is a pretty tall 21-700 cell. It's got an additional maybe 5 millimeters, but you know, it fits in there. You can fit in a total of 8 batteries there. Obviously with camera batteries, you're going to be completely fine because they're a lot smaller. You can also put in things like memory cards here as well, and they'll be pretty safe. There's a decent amount of foam padding in there. There is a little elasticized slot there, so you might, for example, put in an additional camera. What else have you got in here? Maybe, you know, I've got a GoPro. You can hold on to a GoPro there. Maybe some accessories. I don't think it's going to hold this. No, that's too big. But yeah, just an additional slot. Okay. On the other side, it's a bit different. So unzip it, you've still got this inner zip like that, but it's these two kind of mesh pockets for maybe larger accessories. And again, that is too big, but action cameras for sure, there's no issues getting a couple of those to fit into these pockets. Zip that up and close the bag, and keeps you organized. For someone like me who tends to just chuck everything into a bag, especially if there's not that many compartments, this really keeps things separate, makes your life a lot easier, saves time. So let's zip this all up and move on to the back of the bag again, or towards the back of the bag. And you will notice that there is this additional zip there. And I didn't mention before as well, but you can see that these zip areas are also waterproofed, which is a great little addition. So you can unzip the bag from the back, and you can fit in a 15 to 16 inch laptop into this slot. I like that it's got this little Velcro bit here up the top as well to make sure that the laptop stays put. And if someone opens up the back of your bag as well, they're going to have to, you know, lift this flap. There is a smaller storage compartment here as well, and this is for fitting maybe like a tablet, some small documents, that kind of thing, and a mesh area here for, again, storing other maybe computer accessories, mice, cables, that kind of thing. Some considerations to keep in mind with the K&F Alpha 25 liter backpack. If you use the included straps on the back here, it then becomes very difficult to access this flap. So you're going to have to open up the bag using the side flaps here, which is easy enough. But if you want to access this, you're not going to be able to do that if you've got those two straps essentially running across in this X fashion. A second consideration, and it's more of a slight annoyance more than anything, when the security straps are left open, they make this kind of clicking sound, especially if you're walking around. It makes that little clicking sound that bugs me, and it would be nice if K&F were to maybe, I don't know, add in something else, you know, like a little secondary button there to just keep these out the way if you're not using those security straps. Another thing you can do is basically just clip them on like this, move the zippers across, and essentially open the bag this way. Okay, it doesn't open as nicely, but yeah, stops making that noise. You can also just cut them off. So I think I'm just going to use this particular method. But yeah, more of a slight annoyance, and I'm probably more glad that this feature is available, especially when I'm traveling. It just gives me a bit more extra reassurance. But yeah, not a deal breaker at all. The third consideration is this secret pocket, and I love this little secret pocket here, but you know, I really wish that they'd put a zipper here instead, just to give you that extra added security that it's not going to, you know, if you've got a smaller object or something there, it's not going to slip past, because that magnet, as you can see, is only in the center. Okay, so if it's something like a passport, maybe some notes, you should be fine, but anything smaller in there, I'd put it into another compartment, essentially. I've used the K&F Concept Alpha 25-liter backpack for around a week now, and I absolutely love this thing. You know, it's best suited to shorter trips, day trips even, but I'm amazed at how comfortable the bag feels, even after long durations of walking and hiking. Saves me time searching for my gear when I go out to do beam shots, a bit of trekking, especially lights, keeping all those lights and recording equipment, food, and maybe a change of clothes in there. It just makes it so much easier to organize accessories. For someone like me, especially, I'm naturally a bit of a disorganized person. It saves a lot of time and keeps me from being too stressed out. So yeah, I like the fact that there's all these security measures on there. Like I mentioned, the overall quality of this bag is top notch, and I've never seen a bag with this many features that are actually purposeful and that I would personally use. You know, there's nothing on here that I would say are extraneous or redundant. And I really like that side carry feature the most if I were to pick from all of the different features. I know there's quite a few that I mentioned. It's great for those moments where you need to grab your camera quickly or take some stress off your back. So if you're interested in getting one of these backpacks, go ahead and check out the link in the description. I've put a special discount voucher there where you can get this bag. If you have any questions as well, let me know down below in the comments and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click the like button. It just helps me to get it out to more people. And if you want to see more tech and gear reviews, make sure you subscribe.